What's up, everybody? My name is Bryce, aka DubsNotSubs, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be covering the art of anime drip. Now, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Anime. Fashion. You never thought the two could coincide, especially with some of the stereotypes that people be saying about the anime and manga community, what they be saying about us, all that trash they be spitting, and things like that. But let me tell you, here today, that anime drip is in. It is so fire. They have so many good options, and there's a lot of stuff that we can get into as a community to get us into the fashion side of things and still support our favorite anime, manga, and whatever kind of Japanese culture item we love. Now, there's a ton to get into with this, and today I just kind of want to talk about anime fashion because it's such a huge passion of mine, because at some point I started my own clothing company. I love streetwear so much. Streetwear is my favorite kind of design. It's not like that fancy tuxedo wearing thing or, you know, the crazy Paris runway kind of thing. I just want to be the dude on the street wearing some nice stuff, maybe a little bit fancy watch that's fake because I'm not going to pay $300 for a Rolex because it's a waste of my money, and I just want to enjoy the fashion world in a nice price-friendly way, and anime drip and streetwear are a perfect way to coincide those, because I'm going to be breaking a little bit of the myth of you have to pay a lot to get good drip and officially licensed, which is some people like to get into arguments about whether you should buy from unofficially licensed sites and stuff because you're not supporting the creator. And so we'll get into a little bit of that too, but there's a lot to get into. There's a lot of stuff to go through. We're going to be going through a ton in this video, so make sure to watch all of it so you can get all the information of anime drip and all the kind of stuff for it, because there's a lot of fun that we're going to be getting into. We're going to get into all my kind of collection, or most of it, some of my favorite stuff for it. I'm going to show you guys some techniques for fashion. If you're not the most fashionable, give you guys some easy ideas and kind of looks that you can go for, and let's see how it goes, and let's roll this video out right now. So please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video if you feel that I deserved it. It means a lot. Lets me know that you guys enjoy this kind of content. It's really cool that I get to do this kind of stuff and get to kind of show my passions and hobbies out and let the whole world see it. So if you guys enjoy it, please leave a like, comment down below what you guys think of my fashion, if you think it's trash just like most of my anime and manga taste, or if you think I actually got something going right in my life for once. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the video. So we've all heard the kind of stereotypes that anime fans have around them, you know, at the convention centers, looking horrible, horribly dressed, just way over the top kind of clothing and stuff, and just stuff that doesn't look good at all. And now with that, there is a lot of misconceptions that we can get into with the anime fashion stuff. And now I'm going to kind of get into the stuff that I don't really like for the anime fashion before we get into all the good stuff. And that's basically just these like really loud and just really feels like they just slapped something on a shirt and didn't really try at all for a design. Like, I really don't like the shirts that are just straight up the poster of a lot of things. Sometimes they work, but for the most part it just feels like it's just an easy cash grab, that they're not really even trying to make a design. They're just slapping something that somebody else did and calling it a day just so they can get a quick buck. But I understand why they do it, and it, you know, it's a little bit tough in there because I'm mixed on that, because sometimes posters for that kind of stuff does look really good, but overall I just am not a huge fan of it. And I really don't like those loud, really like all over print, like even the hats where it's like all the stuff on the hat and all this stuff where it's just doing way too much. I'm totally okay with doing loud designs and like having stuff that's like right in your face, and you'll see that. I think I have at least one that's a little bit more of a bigger design and something that's a little bit more in your face about, hey, this is anime. But I love the kind of fashion, preferably, that melds fashion and anime, and it's not like, oh, okay, it's anime first and fashion second. I prefer if it's fashion first, anime second. I really prefer for the design to be up in front and it to look cool, and then also for it to be anime second and to be like, oh, that's cool, so it's from that too, and it melds together that way. I like that order rather than just like, boom, look, it's your favorite anime character slapped on the face where both its eyes are on your nipples. It's like, come on, let's do something a little bit better than that. So with that, as you can probably tell, I'm more of a minimalist fan, and I'm more of a person who likes outfits that are more subtle and aren't really like super out there. Like, this is something that's a little bit more out there for me. I love it. I think it's really cool. Basically, the thing that's different about it, let me go up to the camera real quick. You can tell it's not exactly just printed on there. It's actually all sewed in. It's basically like someone made a rug onto a sweater, which I think is a really cool concept, and I really enjoy how different this kind of design is. And this is from a place called Sage Tone, I believe, or it might be Sage Stone. I'll have all the links for the kind of sites that I buy these from in the description. And this is not an official site, so as you can tell, I am not on the side that you should buy only from sites that are officially licensed, but I do love this design. I think that the design is good enough and creative enough. I think that you should be able to, you know, sell and market it your way. And I know it's a little bit difficult of a question to say, well, should you allow people to have an content and stuff that they don't own? And honestly, I don't believe you should, which is a bit hypocritical wearing the shirt, but at the same time, it's like, it's a dope shirt. I can't find this anywhere else. This is a unique thing where no one else does this. I can't go to any other market and get it. And would it be nice to go someplace that's officially licensed and do it? Yes, I would 100% prefer to get something like this where I'm actually supporting the creator in some way. And although I love this shirt, I do understand the hypocrisy of me saying that you probably shouldn't do it because it's not the best idea. I think consequences are had with the decisions we make. So whatever becomes of this company and me for buying this shirt, you know, it will be what it will be. And if there's a problem with it, that's kind of how it'll be, and I'll have to live in that decision and sleep in that bed. Because there's actually another site on here, which is my favorite site of all time to get anime drip and just fashion in general right now, and that is also unofficial. But what they do for the stuff is just so creative and cool. And although they are just directly ripping off stuff from the manga and anime and stuff from like that, it looks so cool. It's just such a unique thing that is nothing like you've ever seen before, and it is one of the best sites, I think, for getting anime drip. And even though I probably shouldn't say you guys should go there, because you shouldn't, I'm not recommending anything, I'm just saying it's my personal favorite, and that it is really good, and it has some really fire stuff out there. And anime drip just gets really, really cool with the kind of places you can go to and different like niche markets you can find clothing designers and stuff making. And I think that's one of the interesting things about it, with piracy being such a heavily discussed topic in anime and manga. I think it also spans out with everything else. Like, obviously with the clothing, is piracy okay or not? Is anything else that's involved with anime and manga, like merchandise, like people doing like mystery boxes and stuff where they resell different things they have that are anime inspired and stuff like that. But that's more garage sale type of things as reselling okay, rather than as officially licensed stuff okay. But that's a whole different topic I don't even want to get into right now. But it's a hard place to argue from, because if there's nobody else to get these kind of cool designs from, where am I supposed to go to? Because at this point, it is definitely catching up to the anime industry. Like, the official companies who are making this stuff are finally starting to catch up. Like, things on Crunchyroll and Atsuko are some of the coolest stuff that I've seen for anime drip. It looks super duper cool. Like, I cannot get enough of those designs. They finally have kind of like woken up to that, where I believe as before, you kind of had to go to more third-party sites and third-party places to get your designs that looked really cool, that weren't just like Hot Topic items that you went and got, like I said, the poster slapped on a t-shirt and called it a day. And with that, I'm starting to see it becoming less and less of a viable reason to be like, okay, so only the cool designs are on these sites, because now the official sites are catching up, and there's some really dope things you can get there too. But then you can get into the argument of, obviously not Naruto, but whether even an anime or manga even has that type of merchandise, or if your only option is to go to a third party if you want to support that and like showcase that off in an apparel type way. So there's a lot that it really gets into, and it's a really tough topic, and I'm not probably the best versed at it to be even able to discuss it properly, because you can get into like the companies take so much of the profit, only barely gets there, and it's like negligible to how much they're getting to even like warranting buying the merch or something like that, because I don't know the specifics and stuff like that. I'm not the smartest guy. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. I do think that in any way you can, support the creator in every way. Even if it's a little bit more expensive, I want to highly encourage you to definitely do that, because most of my stuff here is officially licensed, and there's only 2 things that I have that aren't. And obviously this isn't the best thing to be showcasing this with, because there's a ton of Naruto merch out there, and a ton of good Naruto merch out there too. But definitely, if you can, try to support the people that end up supporting the people who make this kind of content, so we can get more of it and even better stuff of it. And if you guys don't like that kind of merch, then, you know, go for your third parties and stuff. I'm not here to judge, because obviously I'm wearing something that's not first party either, so I'm not here to judge you, because there are some really dope things that you can't get from these creators yet. And I think that it just needs to be easier for us to be able to get licensing from these companies, because Japanese companies are notoriously hard to work with, especially as an American, and like American companies, it just becomes really difficult to do that. And so there's a lot more nuance that goes into it, and I don't want to dwell on this for the whole video, so let's get back onto the drip. So getting back to the apparel, here are some just tips that I try to tend to and try to stick to with all that I've learned being in trying to start my own company, trying to be in the streetwear scene as best as I can. I'm not the most knowledgeable on this. A lot of this stuff is opinion. I'll try to tell you guys what I personally feel like is the best options for these kind of things, and what is just stuff that a lot of experts and things like that say, because there's a mix of that, and I've learned a lot from, you know, designing my own designs, creating my own things, starting the company, and all that kind of stuff. So let's get into some of the good tips for it. Now, as you can see, I'm a big fan of just wearing all black and like white, and just having like one little like prominent feature for that. And I really want to emphasize that you guys should have a showpiece item for it. It's a really simple thing to do, where everything else is just kind of simple. Like these pants, these are just black Aeropostale sweat like joggers. These are Converse, not expensive, right? This right here, this is my one loud item that kind of puts the whole thing together and adds this like cool look to the design. Hat, so whatever, has some words on it and things like that, but this is the piece that everyone's going to be looking at that kind of ties everything back together, and what everything else is like matching with. Now, again, like I said, you don't have to wear all black. I'm just a huge fan of all black. It's the emo in me. I'll never say die, pierce the veil. For me personally, I just really like fits that are mostly black and like darker designs. It's just a personal preference of mine. But having a showcase piece is a really cool, simple way of looking fashionable without having to try too hard. Jeans, just some simple shoes, something that is not, please, not New Balances or like dad shoes. Please don't like do that to me. Something like Vans, something like Converses, something like even cheaper Adidas, Nike, just like something, even if it is Skechers or New Balance, just something that's not like it's huge, like chunky, unless that's the kind of look you're specifically going for, because chunky is kind of in right now with certain kinds of shoes. But I think that like this baggy and more like thick kind of stuff for it do work in certain designs, but you just kind of have to know when to use the chunky and when not to, because chunky is very bad a lot of the times, in my opinion. I think that's also because I'm shorter, so all my short kings, listen in right now. I know this is a baggy shirt, and while baggy shirts aren't the worst thing to wear for short guys, let me tell you, you want to kind of fit stuff and wear things that will be more true to size, right on the shoulder seam where like these shoulder taping stitchings are. You want them to rest right on your shoulder. It's the best thing to do for someone who's shorter, because things with like baggy stuff will make you look smaller because they're bigger on you. So if you wear stuff where they're more onto the seam of where your shoulder meets your arm, you're gonna look a lot taller, and it's gonna look a lot better for fitting for that kind of stuff. And I know streetwear really emphasizes the bagginess, so you kind of have to find that happy medium, where this one I don't feel like is too big, where it's not like completely going off the side. It's like it's barely over where the seam is. This is my shoulder, this is where it is, so it's not over the top to where it's like super baggy on me, so it still looks fashionable enough and comfortable enough to where I'm not having this giant thing on me, and it doesn't look like I'm going way too like small Smurf size thing happening for me. But I would really emphasize having a lot of more things, like how my first outfit was with that first shirt, which was by Vigilant Apparel, which was a design made by me. So that was a little bit of a Easter egg for you guys. If you guys were around when Vigilant Apparel was a thing, that was one of the designs that was out, and that was anime and manga designed, like inspired. But that was right on the seam, and that looks really nice on someone who's shorter. For larger people and like taller people, it's easier to wear baggy stuff. You can wear baggy stuff and it's not really going to affect you. It's just going to straight up look cool because you're already tall, so the baggy stuff just kind of has a cool kind of style to it. Same thing with pants too, especially if you're skinnier. If you're skinnier like me, and you have like really baggy pants, so these aren't the most baggy, but there's a decent amount of bag to them, and they're okay, especially for like joggers and stuff. But for jeans, I know baggy is in for jeans, but again, being a shorter guy, and if all my short kings out there, wear stuff that fit like more tight, that aren't like super duper baggy. And now obviously I probably should have put on the design with the jeans that actually fit me so it works well, but even though these are baggy, again, they work for shorter people. But you're gonna look better in jeans specifically, not so much joggers, because joggers already naturally have a baggy design too, most of them, and they look better baggy and more relaxed and stuff. But jeans specifically should be worn, I think, more tight on people who are shorter, and I would even say taller people if you're more of a skinny person, because what it's gonna make you do, it's gonna look like you have tree trunk legs. You're gonna look like you're walking around with two like cedars like right under there, walking down the California roads where the forest is. So you want to make sure that you have stuff that fits you properly. Don't go too big, don't go too small. Definitely utilize the changing rooms that they have at places and wear all your stuff and really try to do it. And if it's something that you have to buy online like this is from Uniqlo, which is also going to be in the description, and you want to try it on, or at least use that warranty and send it back if it doesn't fit. Don't wear stuff that doesn't fit you properly, because you're going to end up regretting it, because you're not going to be happy with it, and you're going to feel like everyone's judging you and like everyone knows and stuff like that. It gets really self-confidence types of issues for it. And another really important thing I like to say for fashion and putting designs together, and that is accessories. Something simple like a couple rings that you can find cheap anywhere. On Amazon, you can get a set of rings. Go to like your local jeweler or something like that, or you can even go online and have it printed off of these ring sizers so you can get your ring size fit. And a watch. Like, this watch was not expensive. It was $40. You can probably find one for $20 that looks just as nice as this, and you don't need to have an expensive watch to do it. And I don't even use this watch. I actually think it's upside down right now, to be honest. But it really helps add something to the arms and things like that. And even if you don't want to watch, you can go to bracelets. Things like Electric Family, which is my favorite types of bracelets, where they're more of an elastic bracelet and they're more comfortable. Or you just go on Amazon again and just look up cheap bracelets where you can get some like 3-packs for like $10 and like different colors and stuff, where you can just slap something on your arm to kind of pull a design together, or get a ring or something like that and pull the whole design together and make everything look really well and like you really tried. Because I think a lot of things for fashion, and besides like obviously making the colors match, and all black makes it really easy, all black and white makes it very easy to do, and having other things where it looks like you just tried, I think goes really far in fashion. Because even if it doesn't look the best, if it looks like you try, most people are going to be convinced that you just did it on purpose. Like, genuinely, you walk around with the confidence, like, yeah, I did this, like you make it feel like you did it. A lot of people are going to be like, maybe that's just what's in right now, and they're just going to accept it and kind of maybe even start a new trend. I don't know. But going something with more color isn't necessarily bad. You can do a lot with a little, where you can have more different colored, like just blue jeans. You can get like darker color jeans, black jeans, things like that, that can just do everything with the design that you need it to. That makes it look super duper cool. And now this is the site that I was telling you all about that has the other pirated type of material, because I don't believe they're getting it officially, but is called Ghost Supply. And I was debating whether to put them in here, because low-key, a little bit of me is scared, because although I don't think this video will ever become anything great, I would love if it did. But on like the very slight chance that it did, and then like some company saw that these guys were doing this, might take it down, made me really nervous, because I don't want them to take this away, because I love this stuff. They're my favorite apparel company at the moment. I think their stuff is really cool. It really fits my kind of vibe, which is more rock, punk rock, like more like emo scene kind of things for it. It's just more of my style, and I love how they do it. This is Assassination Classroom that they did, and I never found any other like good-looking design for Assassination Classroom until I found this, which I think looks really cool. It's like they took a part out of the manga and they put it on here, and then had their really cool looking like death metal type logo for it on here, and it's really simple. If you go look on the back, I don't know how well you can tell from back here. I believe it is. Wait, is it only on the front? Oh, maybe it's only on the front, my bad. But there's right here, you can see Ghost Supply on here too, outlined, which I think is just, it's a really simple yet really effective and cool design. I love how unique it really feels, because I've never seen anything like this for anime and manga. Like, I haven't seen it on the Crunchyroll store, Atsuko, even Uniqlo, or anything like that. I just really feel like this is something that is truly unique, and I love a lot, and I really like what they do with it. And as they're evolving with their company and starting with more original designs and things like that, I'm falling in love with their stuff more and more, because they have so many cool looking items on there. But that's enough of me simping over that. I just really, at the end of the day, love trying new things out and like looking at these new companies, looking at these new fashions, finding new of these anime fits that look really cool and really work for my style, and like discovering stuff, because there's also something cool about going out there and finding new stuff and like finding something that really feels like it's your own, that you don't see everywhere, which I really, really like, because it feels like you're unique, because everyone wants to look different in this kind of climate and community and like atmosphere we've created, especially in America, and seeing the kind of crazy stuff that comes out of Japanese street fashion. Like, everyone wants to look super unique and look like their own thing. So like finding stuff like this and finding your own kind of style and fit really just is such a confidence booster and really helps with self-esteem a lot. And that's like my biggest thing that I want to come back with on this fashion video, is that find your own style. Find what works for you. For me, I work really good in dark, simple colors where it's color blocking, light, dark, or light, dark on the top. You can reverse it. It's called color blocking, where you can just have like a light color and then a dark color. It's another easy technique that you can use. Or you can look online, just even Google like colors that match each other, and you can look and see what kind of stuff works with that. Or even if you want to do a simple Google search for stuff that's like, this is my color eyes, I have brown eyes, what makes brown eyes pop? You can look up something and build something that like emphasizes your eyes and make your eyes pop more, because you can find colors and things like that that work with different things on your body and really help emphasize the kind of vibe and stuff you want to go for. Because you can find like more psychedelic 70s kind of designs for anime and stuff too. You just kind of have to look for it. Same thing with me. I found Ghost Supply with more of a punk rock, really grunge type of look for anime, and it really fits me. It's my favorite thing. And you can find that anywhere, and a lot of it on Crunchyroll and Atsuko. I really want to emphasize Crunchyroll, Atsuko, and Uniqlo. Those are official sites, and those will go to supporting the creator. So I really want to encourage you looking there first before you branch out, because you might find your new style right on there. Because there is a ton of stuff that they offer now, and they are catching up with the fashion industry, the streetwear industry, and they're really putting out truly unique items that aren't breaking the bank. They're not like designer wear, Gucci, Louis Vuitton prices. They are dope looking shirts for prices that most regular people can afford, which is one of my favorite things about Ghost Supply, where you can find certain things. Well, there are certain sweaters and hoodies that I think are way overpriced. Like, right now, they have an Initial D thing going on with their hoodies that is like $80, $90. Like, I don't want to pay that much. But their shirt for it is $30. Yes, it's a little bit more than I want to pay for a shirt, but I'll take it to support somebody that I think is doing something truly unique and something that I truly love. And so it's worth it to me, and it's something that I've never seen before, and it's something that's truly unique in the world that they're putting out on something that I already love and that already exists for a franchise. And so I want to encourage you to go out there and don't try to think that you have to spend thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars on a shirt just for it to look good. You don't. You can find really good looking items for decent prices. Crunchyroll, Atsuko, Uniqlo, Ghost Supply, Tuned in Tokyo, which is more of a Japanese street racing company, but it has a lot of anime stuff in there. They have like Yu-Gi-Oh and things like that for designs, and there's a lot of cool stuff that you can go out there and find that are officially licensed and not way too expensive. You can go on things like From Japan if you want to look up stuff on there, but my biggest criticism of From Japan, which is you could get stuff directly from Japan and like the retailers there, so you'll find a lot more unique stuff. But the problem is their items on there are so expensive. Like a shirt's like $110 I've seen on there, and like hoodies are like $200. It's like insanely priced, and stuff I would never pay for that kind of stuff. So just, I would recommend going in the description, looking on there for all these cool stuff, because there's a lot of cool things on there. And just kind of keep in mind what colors work together, what kind of tone am I trying to give off, what kind of vibe am I trying to look like. Am I trying to look more high-class, fancy, Connor Sea-Dog, JoJo tuxedo stuff? Or am I supposed to look more like the anime man streetwear style, where it's just more casual kind of wear? Or am I trying to look like Chris Broad and just a straight-up dad? Because there's a lot to do, and a lot of the fun of this for me is that it's just straight up fun to learn about fashion and what works and what doesn't and finding your own thing. So I really want to strongly encourage you guys, go out there, look for something that works for you. Find what you love and wear it proudly. Have that confidence of it. Simply just match some colors together. You want to go simple? Blacks. Blacks really work together very easily. Black and white. You want to be very simple. It's a very easy kind of a technique to do, and I really strongly recommend that you guys start from there because it's a good branching off point for fashion. It's a very simple and easy way to get into it and kind of have some know-how and also to look really nice while you're doing it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Do you have any tips on anime, manga, that kind of drip? Do you guys have any suggestions for sites that you guys love? What is your guys' favorite part about this video? What do you guys love about it? Do you guys love anime fashion as much as I do? It's one of a huge passion of mine and something that I hopefully can cover on more in the future because it's just something that I truly love and truly adore. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in another video.